What's up, guys? Jordan McAbee here, Fantasy Racing Online, home of the Slingshot Fantasy Auto Contest, and today we're going to talk about the Bristol Dirt Race. Right now, it is Sunday afternoon, and the Bristol Dirt Race just got postponed to Monday due to the torrential downpour that hit Bristol last night. So we're looking at a Monday race. Gives us some more time to, think of lineups, I guess. The crazy thing about this week is we really have nothing to go off of. Had some practice sessions on Friday, but while those gave us a good idea of who will have speed running by themselves, it didn't really give us a good idea of what we're going to expect here on the dirt once you throw all 39 cars actually racing for position at once. So it's honestly with the slingshot game this week, I think you should. I think the best option is to kind of build your lineup with a super speedway mentality, like almost like this is Daytona or Talladega, and just go for the guys that should be good, but have the place differential, because one slip up here on Monday afternoon is going to hurt a lot in this slingshot game, and we don't really know. Like I said, we don't really know what to expect. This could be a complete wreck fest, which is what I think will end up happening, or it could go clean, and maybe it's going to be super hard to pass the leader, and the guys that start up front are going to also finish up front. But for me, with this slingshot game, I'm just going to take a super conservative approach, go with those place differential plays, and hope for the best, and go on to Martinsville next. I'm personally not super pumped up about this race and just kind of want to survive it in the fantasy world. Like I said, we don't really have much data to look at. We do have practices. Larson was by far the fastest in both practice sessions. Had the best overall average speed as well. 10-lap averages looked great for Larson. I don't have those pulled up. Let me pull those up real quick because NASCAR.com is junk. You cannot sort these columns, and it's hard to export this to Excel as well. So great job, NASCAR, on your fancy website. That doesn't work. But practice one, Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Gibbs and Hendrick both looked very strong in both practice sessions, in my opinion. Now, where is... having issues. So 10-lap averages for practice number one. Larson best by half a mile an hour average over Alex Bowman. Then we got Truex, Chase Elliott. So Hendrick, 3 of the top 4. Custer in 5th. Hamlin, Logano, Reddick. And then switching over to happy hour on Friday. Blaney put down the fastest lap. Bowman was fastest yet again. Hamlin looked good. 10-lap averages, once again, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman. Pretty much most of the same people. The problem now, when it comes to Slingshot Fantasy Auto Contest, is, obviously Larson is the favorite. He has been the heavy favorite all week. But do you take the chance of him starting first? Not only... he's not starting first, so he's going to go to the rear to start this race, but he's going to be scored from first, which means any position that he loses, if he finishes second, he gets -2 points for place differential in this game. Now, he gets the points for finishing second, but it's very risky for Larson, especially since he has to start in the back, because that limits his dominator potential and also probably limits him getting stage points. just because he's going to have to make his way through the field. Not to mention, he now has to keep his car clean making his way through the field. So, like I said, if I'm just trying to survive this race, yes, Kyle Larson is the heavy favorite. Vegas has made him the heavy favorite, has been all week. But for this particular fantasy NASCAR contest, too risky for me. I did in my Slingshot article, if you read that, I did have Kyle Larson listed under the risky picks, as well as Austin Dillon and the Ringers overall. They are just, when it comes to those guys, their equipment isn't the best. Yes, they have place differential upside, obviously, but can you trust them? I don't think so. So my safe options are Christopher Bell, very good on dirt, starts 15th, so he doesn't have a ton of place differential upside, but very good on dirt, should be at least a top 10 contender when this race gets going. And then Tyler Reddick, yes, he has killed a lot of fantasy lineups this year, but these are kind of the races where Reddick really thrives, especially if they get a second groove coming in. He starts like back in 27th, I think. Yeah, 27th. Great upside here, especially in the slingshot game where place differential means so much. Chase Briscoe is another guy. Very good on dirt, has a good dirt history, and has place differential upside, not to mention he has the good equipment. He's in a Stewart-Haas car. Yes, they are struggling to start the year, but I feel like the Bristol dirt race can be quite an equalizer of sorts. Other than practice data, we don't have anything, super comparative to look at. We can pull Bristol data over the last 2 years, but how much is it really going to matter? We just don't know. This is all up in the air. If anybody says that they absolutely know something for this race, they're a liar. And they probably, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen here. Nobody knows exactly how easy it's going to be to pass, or how many wrecks are going to happen, or anything with this race. But just to look at, recent Bristol data, average finish over the last 2 years at Bristol, Kyle Busch has been awesome. I think he has a chance to dominate a good portion of this dirt race. He starts 4th. And I feel like I always keep going back to Kyle Busch, waiting for that old Kyle Busch to come back, because in his prime, I guess, going to a new track and a lot of unknown variables, you definitely pick him because he's the most talented driver in the field, except maybe for Kyle Larson, especially this week. Larson has definitely the edge up on everybody. But average finish, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch are the only ones under 10, just because of how crazy regular Bristol is. People wreck here all the time, and now we're throwing dirt on it. It's hard to imagine this race not being a total wreck fest. Average running position over the last 4 races here, Chase Elliott, best at 5.5, got Kyle Busch. The Penske cars of Keselowski and Logano. And then Blaney, those 3. Denny Hamlin, of course, solid. Fastest laps, it's like comparing apples to freaking cucumbers here, as far as what kind of fastest lap, but we'll look at it. Harvick actually leads the way over the last 2 years at Bristol, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott. You get the point of who's been good here at Bristol lately. Now, going into making a slingshot lineup, like I said, I love the mentality of super speedway races, but with good drivers. Just being pretty conservative, trying not to get killed. If you take Larson and he finishes last, if he finishes 39th, that's going to kill your lineup. It's going to kill your week. So if you go and, to talk about wrecks, yes, Kyle Larson can get caught up in a wreck, and he could easily, it could easily involve Chase Elliott as well, but Chase Elliott starts 26th. If he wrecks and finishes 35th, it's not going to kill you as much as having Larson starting first. So I love these place differential plays. I've pretty much narrowed it down to the main guys that I am looking at this week. Chase Elliott, of course, looked strong in practice. All the Hendrick cars. Hendrick's been good all year. Christopher Bell, because he's so good in on dirt. Tyler Reddick, same thing. I wrote him up. You can read that. Kurt Busch. I think Kurt Busch has top 10 upside this week. Starts 28th. Love that. Love his price, 10-3. Chase Briscoe, of course. I think Chase Briscoe is going to be a very popular pick this week because of his dirt background. Stuart Friesen is a question mark. I don't love his car, but he starts 32nd. If talent comes in more than expected, I'm not expecting talent to overtake everything here. But if it does, I think that 77 car is about a 23rd place car, I'd say, with Friesen in it. You know, if talent comes into more, he can probably get top 20. I don't see him challenging for a top 10, though. But someone to consider, you know, starting 32nd. There's definitely place differential upside. Going down a little further, Ty Dillon starts dead last. Hard to argue with that. Very safe. If you want to get a little more risky, I think Ryan Preece might surprise some people. And then, you know, if you want to get super safe, you know, you can come down here and grab Golobic, Wyndham, these dirt ringers. Like I said in my article, though, Marlar, I don't trust their equipment. And I don't think the talent is going to get them. I think it's going to take a lot of wrecks for them to really get a decent finish. So if I'm dropping this low down and looking at those ringers, I'd much rather grab a Corey LaJoie, who actually looked pretty decent in practice, or an Anthony Alfredo, who also I thought looked surprisingly. He wasn't like, you know, top 10 speeds, but he had decent lap times. Alfredo, I think both of these are solid plays. They're in better equipment, and they have a little bit higher upside. But let's go ahead and, you know, let's do some lineups here. So like I said, I like Chase Elliott. I like Christopher Bell. Love Kurt Busch. Love Tyler Reddick. That leaves me 5,600 here. Don't like digging this deep, really. If I'd had to, J.J. Yaley kind of comes to mind. He's one of those guys that always outperforms his equipment, so I wouldn't, you know, if I really want Elliott, Bell, Reddick, Kurt Busch, I think Yaley's the play there. Always outperforms his equipment. But what I'd probably do here is take off Kurt Busch or Tyler Reddick and go to Briscoe. If you take off Kurt Busch and go to Briscoe, leaves you 6,400. You can grab LaJoie or Alfredo. And the same for if you went with Kurt Busch instead of Reddick. Now, if you did something like this, if you didn't want to go Christopher Bell and wanted to grab Kurt Busch, so you got Elliott, Reddick, Kurt Busch, Briscoe, leaves you 7,800. Grab Newman. Newman is pretty good on dirt. I don't like that he starts 14th, though. I don't like jumping up that high. I'd probably come here and grab Ty Dillon. Safer option. If you went, let me see here. If you went, you got to think about Brad Keselowski too. Starts 20th. I like Bell and definitely Elliott over Keselowski, but let's throw Keselowski in there. And then you can grab Stuart Friesen. Again, not sure how much I trust that car, but has the place differential upside if you wanted to go this route, and that includes Briscoe, Kurt Busch, Reddick, Friesen, and Keselowski. If you jumped up and grabbed Christopher Bell instead of Keselowski, and you stuck with these Reddick, Kurt Busch, Briscoe, leaves you 8,000 to work with. I don't love anyone in this. I'd probably rather, and you know, you can go up and grab Elliott, and then you're in the same boat too, with more upside there. I'd probably take Ty Dillon and, you know, then roll with one of these. So what if we did Going Keselowski, Reddick, Kurt Busch. $10.8. I do think Byron has upside, but again, starts too high for me to, really trust him. This would still require us to go down and grab an Anthony Alfredo. You can pick pretty much anyone you want. I still like the something like that. Yeah. So that's kind of where my head's at with Slingshot this week. Like I said, just going to be pretty conservative. Try to get those place differential points. Hope for the best. Hope it's a good race. And start working on Martinsville and going to a track where we can a little bit more accurately predict, how it's going to end up as opposed to what could be a crazy race here at the Bristol dirt track on Monday. One more. Didn't go through this in the beginning. Algorithm predicted finishing order. Like I said, really likes Hamlin, really likes Larson. Kyle Busch is up there. Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell projected to finish 5th. William Byron projected to finish 6th. Truex, Logano, Bowman, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Kurt Busch. That's why I like those guys so much with that place differential play. I think they both have top 10 upside. Algorithm has Tyler Reddick here, projected to finish 19th. I think he has much higher upside than that, but he's just so risky. He's been so risky, this season. Stuart Friesen projected to finish 24th. Like I said, there's just not, I don't see the upside with some of these guys down the bottom. But enjoy the race. Enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully you're able to watch the race on Monday. It starts at 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's when it's scheduled for as of when I'm recording this video. So hopefully you're able to tune in. And good luck with your Slingshot and the rest of your fantasy NASCAR lineups. See ya.